So this time we are on question number 10. Why did you choose this research method? So for this particular question, make sure that you establish the relevance and present the justification why you chose this research method. So let's try and see if we were able to do that in the answer that we have for this question. So for the answer, I used correlational method because this is where you establish the relevance and justify, because this method allowed me to establish and prove if there is relationship. That is why we use correlation. If there is a relationship between the variables that we established earlier, which is the use of artificial intelligence tools and the writing proficiency of college students. This is variable 1 and variable 2. So again, going back to our answer, establish the relationship between the writing proficiency of college students and the frequency of the use of AI tools, which is variable number 1. So basically, we were able to address and present the relevance and justify it at the same time using this answer to question number. We are now on question number 11. How did you select your participants or the respondents of the study? So, for this particular question, you need to focus on the following. You need to narrate the following. Number one is you need to present the process. Number two, you need to present the respondents of your study. And number three, you need to present the criteria that you used in choosing your respondents. So for the answer on this question, we start off with the participants were selected how? Through the use of purposive sampling. So purposive sampling is also known as judgmental selection or selective sampling. Judgmental sampling or selective sampling. This is defined as, purposive sampling is defined as intentionally or the intentionally selection of participants based on specific criteria. So we have already briefly discussed the process by presenting the sampling method that we use, and on the next sentence, I chose. I chose because based on the definition that I gave you on what is purposive sampling, which is intentionally selecting participants based on specific criteria, I chose English major students. Why? What is the criteria for selecting English major students from two universities? This is based on the declaration of these students on the use of AI writing tools. So these students declared their use of AI writing tools. That is why they were selected. So this is what we mean by focusing on the process, presenting the respondents, and also presenting the criteria when you are asked this question: how did you select your participants or the respondents of your study? For question number 12, let us just adjust our screen. Question number 12, what sampling method did you use in this study? What sampling method did you use? So this is not a redundancy based on question number 11. So for this particular question, focus on what is being asked, which is the presentation. You just present the sampling method that you use, and then you justify the sampling method. So directly answer the question. So let us try to see the answer for this question. Purposive sampling, as mentioned earlier, purposive sampling was used to ensure to make sure that the participants were already familiar with the use of AI tools. So purposive sampling, again, as presented, the definition was presented earlier. It is the intentional selection of participants based on specific criteria. And what criteria is that? That respondents should be familiar with the use of AI tools. Kailangan gumagamit sila ng AI tools. So again, going back to the answer, purposive sampling was used to ensure that all of the participants that were included in the study were familiar with AI tools, which is relevant to the study. Of course, you have to make sure that this criteria is met, that all of the students should be familiar with the use of artificial intelligence tools in their writing activity. So that is how you answer this question and how it is different from question number 11. Okay, we are now on question number 13. Question number 13, how did you ensure the reliability and validity of your instrument? So there are two parts for this question. It is trying to ask you how you were able to make sure that your instrument is reliable and it is valid. So you focus on the following. Number one, before you go to the actual question, you may establish the difference. You may define and differentiate. Define and differentiate reliability and validity. So in this case, validity is the accuracy of results, while reliability is the consistency of the results. So how do you establish the reliability of your instrument and the validity of your instrument, the accuracy of your instrument, and the consistency of your instrument? Then the next part is you present the process. Briefly and directly present the process that you use in order to establish the reliability and validity of your instrument. So in our answer, we used a rubric, a writing rubric, specifically a writing rubric to validate the instrument. And this was validated by three English professors. So these are the validators for the instrument. Remember, validity refers to the accuracy of the results, and this is supposed to be done by experts in relation to the study that you are conducting. You cannot get math professors if your study is related to English professors or to English language or to an English subject. Okay, so again, in this area, for the validity part, we used a writing rubric validated by three English professors in order to establish the accuracy of the instrument. On the other hand, for the reliability, which is the consistency of the result of the instrument, a pilot test was conducted to establish inter-rater reliability. Pilot test. Yun lang. Sinabi lang dito na ang ginawa para ma-establish ang reliability was to conduct a pilot test to establish the inter-rater reliability. For question number 14, can you explain your data collection and analysis process? For the data collection, you need to focus on the process that you used in order to collect data, while on the analysis, you need to present the statistical treatment or the statistical formula that you use in analyzing the result of your study. So let us again go to the answer for this question. Participants answered the survey questionnaire and wrote essays before and after using AI tools. So this is for the data collection. Participants were given survey questionnaire, and in the survey questionnaire, they also wrote essays before and after using the AI tools. So for the second part, the analysis process, the scores were analyzed using, again, present the statistical formula or the statistical analysis that you use. So in this case, it was analyzed using paired t-test and thematic coding for the essay. So the essay is the qualitative response of your respondents or your participants. So this is how you present your answer for this question.